everyone and welcome to the Time to Cook Club Infants and to your online class. So today, little cooks, we're going to be making 6 mini carrot cakes with cream cheese frosting. So little cooks, if you haven't already done so, the first thing we need to go and do is we need to go and wash our hands to make sure that they're all sparkly and clean. So if you haven't already done that job, now's the perfect time to do so. Welcome back, little cooks. So hopefully by now your hands are all sparkly and clean. So the next thing we need to do is we need to sing our very special Time to Cook song to get us in the mood to bake. And this song does have actions. So when you see this, you're going to go chop, 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 chop. When you see this, you're going to go mash, 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 mash. When you see this, you're going to go stir, 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 stir with your spoon. When you see this, you're going to go roll, 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 as if you're rolling out pastry. And lastly, but when you see this, you're going to go pat, 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 as if you're patting down cookie dough or maybe pizza dough. So go and grab your grown-ups and use it as the perfect excuse to have a really good boogie around your kitchen. I'll be listening out from my kitchen to see if I can hear you guys singing along in yours. Get ready, it's time to cook today. Get ready, we're gonna have some fun. Get ready, it's time to cook today and show everyone what we've done. We're gonna chop, 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 chop it up. Great chopping, little cooks, well done. We're gonna mash, 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 mash it up. Keep mashing, great work. We're gonna stir, 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 stir with a spoon. Keep stirring, well done. It will be ready soon. Get ready, it's time to cook today. Get ready, we're gonna have some fun. Get ready, it's time to cook today and show everyone what we've done. We're gonna roll it, round and round. Well done, great rolling, guys. We're gonna pop, 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 then ba-bam, pound. Are you ready to pop it in the oven? In the oven on a tray. Don't forget to pop your chef's hats on, little cooks. We will be chefs today. Get ready, it's time to cook today. Get ready, we're gonna have some fun. Get ready, it's time to cook today and show everyone what we've done. Where's your jazz hands, guys? It's time to cook. Yeah, well done, little cooks. That was absolutely fantastic. Your actions were brilliant. And I did listen out from my kitchen and I heard you guys singing along in yours and you sounded amazing. So little cooks, we have washed our hands and made sure that they are all sparkly and clean. And we have also sung our very special Time to Cook song to get us in the mood to bake, which must mean that we are all ready to start. So hopefully if you're joining me, you have all of your ingredients weighed out, measured and ready to go, and also the equipment from the equipment list. So let's make a start. The first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to pop your butter we're going to use in our cream cheese frosting onto a dish, okay, to allow it to warm up to room temperature. Okay, little cooks, so now what we need to do is we need to chop our 2 pineapple rings into small pieces. And we definitely need to be following our Time to Cook Club rules when it comes to chopping. And that is, we always chop on a chopping board, we're always watching what we're doing at all times, and we're keeping our fingers and hands well away from that sharp blade. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut our pineapple rings into half, and then into half again, and then just into small slices, okay, quite thin slices, because our pineapple is going to go into our carrot cake mix, okay, so we don't want really chunky pineapple in there, okay, nice thin slices, remembering to keep our fingers well away from that sharp blade. Do you remember our song, little cooks? We're gonna chop, 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 chop it up. And we are chopping it up, aren't we? We're chopping up our pineapple into slices. Great work, little cooks, well done. So you just need to continue until you have chopped up all of your pineapple pieces into thin slices. And then join me back here and I'll tell you what to do next. And now what you need to do is you need to get 2 pieces of kitchen towel still kind of joined together, fold them in half so that they're double strength, and then pop your pineapple chunks in the middle. And then you're going to use your paper towel or your kitchen towel to just help to absorb all of that excess pineapple juice, okay? Because you want to take out as much moisture from that pineapple as you can. Okay, little cooks, so the next ingredient we need to prepare is our egg. And we're going to do little taps, not big dinosaur taps, on the side of our cup. We're going to then pop our thumbs into the hole that we've created and just pull the eggshell apart, leaving the egg in the cup. I can't wait to see your excellent egg cracking skills. Now, if you do have any raw egg on your hands, it's really, really important that you go and wash your hands. Now what we're going to do is we're going to beat our egg with a fork until the egg yolk is all mixed in with the egg white, okay? So to beat your egg, what you're going to do is just pop your fork into your cup and then wiggle your fork around really quickly, okay, until the egg yolk breaks and then mixes in with the egg white. Should we count down from 5, little cooks? Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Well done. The next ingredient we need to add is our 4 tablespoons of oil. Okay, you can either use vegetable oil or sunflower oil. I'm using sunflower oil, and whenever we measure out any liquids or any flavourings or spices, we always do so over a separate bowl or cup, and that way we won't ruin the rest of our ingredients if we add too much. So we're going for 4 tablespoons. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great measuring, well done. And then with your fork, you're just going to whisk those 2 ingredients together. Now what you need to do is you need to go and ask your grown-up to preheat the oven to either gas mark 5 or 190 degrees or 170 degrees if you're using a fan oven. The reason why you need to ask your grown-ups to do this job is because ovens can get very hot and so can be very dangerous. We definitely don't want any burnt hands or fingers today. The reason why we need to preheat the oven is to make sure that the oven is at the perfect temperature for when we're ready to pop our bakes into. Into a clean mixing bowl, we're going to pop in our self-raisin flour. And self-raisin flour will actually help your cakes to grow or rise in the oven. You're also going to add in your caster sugar. And you're going to add in your 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now again, that will help your cakes to rise up in the oven. And it is 1 level teaspoon, not a heat teaspoon. So when we're measuring out our baking powder, it's a really good idea to just use the top of the inside of the top of your baking powder pot to just scrape down the top so that it is even on top. And with a spoon, you're just going to stir those 3 ingredients together. So this bowl will be known as your bowl of dry ingredients. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to prepare our special ingredient, and that is our carrots, because we are making carrot cakes. So what you're going to do first is very, very carefully, you're going to chop the top of your carrot off and also the bottom, and that is known as topping and tailing our carrots, okay? Remembering to be really, really careful at all times when you're using a knife. We're then going to hold our carrot really firmly in our hands like this, and we're going to get our vegetable peeler and we're going to peel the skin off of our carrot. There are lots of types of peelers, but my one has a blade on the side, okay? So you're just going to stroke the vegetable peeler down the carrot, okay, in nice long movements to peel the skin off your carrot, okay? And you're just going to keep going until you have peeled all of the skin off, okay? And when you've gone all the way around once, you can then turn your carrot around so you can just do the bottom bit that you missed earlier. Once you've done one carrot, you're going to do exactly the same with the rest. So don't forget to top and tail your carrots. before peeling them very carefully with your vegetable peeler. Remembering that the blade on a vegetable peeler is just as sharp as the blade on a knife. So please, please do be careful. So I'll see you back here in just a minute once you've peeled your carrots, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, welcome back, little cooks. So hopefully by now you have prepared your carrots by topping and tailing the carrot, but also peeling the skin off them. So now what you need to do is you need to get a grater, and you're just going to grate your carrot, okay? Now, if your grater has a thick and a thin grate on it, you want to be using the finest level of grate, okay? And we're just going to stroke our carrots up and down our grater, okay, until the carrot starts to come out the other side. So please do be careful of your fingers. The blade of the grater is super sharp too, okay? And just keep going until you have grated all of your carrots. You need 40 grams of carrot in total. Welcome back, little cooks. So hopefully by now you have grated your 40 grams of carrot. And now what you need to do is, if your oil and your egg are in quite a small cup, you need to pour it into a bowl, just so there's a bit more room in there, okay? And you're also going to add in your grated carrot. You can add in your pineapple pieces too. And with a spoon, you're just going to stir those ingredients together. The next ingredient we're going to prepare are our walnut pieces, okay? And what you can do is, with your walnut pieces, you can either break them up into smaller pieces, or if you'd like to, you can use a knife, okay? So you don't want massive chunks of walnut, okay? So you want to chop or break them up into nice fine small pieces, and just keep going until you have prepared all of your walnut pieces, remembering to keep watching what you're doing at all times and keep your fingers well away from the blade. Can you remember our song, little cooks? We're gonna chop, 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 chop it up. Great work, little cooks, well done. Just keep going until you have chopped all of your walnuts into small pieces. So now what you need to do is, again, you're going to stir in those pieces of walnut. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spoon in the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, okay? And with a spoon, you're just going to stir all of those ingredients really well together until they're all combined. So remember our song, little cooks? We're gonna stir it with a spoon. It will be ready soon. Definitely won't be long. So the next thing we need to do is we need to prepare our baking tin. And we're using a cupcake tin today, and we're using 6 cupcake cases because we are going to be making 6 carrot cupcakes. So we need to count out our cupcakes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm using orange cupcake cases today, but you can use whichever colour you have. Don't worry if they're popping out the tin a little bit. As soon as the mixture's in there, it will help to weigh down the cupcake case. And then what you're going to do, give your mixture one last stir. And what you're going to do is you're just going to put a spoonful of mixture into each cupcake case, okay? Start off with a spoonful, and you can always go back and top them up afterwards. If you spill any mixture on your tin, it's a good idea to just wipe it off with some kitchen towel or something like that to stop the mixture from burning on the tin. And your aim really is to divide the mixture equally between all 6 cupcake cases, like so. Great work, guys. So once you've put 1 spoonful in, you can just divide up the rest of the carrot cake mixture between the cupcake cases. And if you have a spatula, you might want to use it now just to make sure you're getting out all of that amazing carrot cake mixture. If you don't have a spatula though, don't worry, you can just do what I'm doing and just use your spoon. And now what you need to do is you need to go and ask your grown-ups to pop your tin into the oven to cook for between 15 to 18 minutes. Grown-ups, set your timer for 15 minutes and just have a little check on what your cupcakes look like. It should be nice and golden brown on top. So join me back here once you've asked your grown-ups to do that job, and I'll show you how to make the cream cheese frosting. Welcome back, little cooks. So now we're going to make our cream cheese frosting. So you'll need to pop into a clean mixing bowl your cream cheese. You'll also need to pop in your butter and your half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, which is going to provide a really lovely flavour. Remember to measure it out over a separate bowl or cup, and that way if you add too much then you won't ruin the rest of your ingredients. And what you're going to do is, using the back of your spoon, you're just going to kind of squash down that butter, which hopefully would have got to roughly around room temperature. Be nice and soft, or a lot softer than it was when it was in the fridge. And you're just going to press down on it and beat those three ingredients together. So just keep squashing the butter down on the side of your bowl, okay, pressing it down to soften it up, and then giving it a mix to mix it in with the cream cheese. Okay, so now what you need to do is, once you've thoroughly blended in your butter with your cream cheese, you need to add a little bit of your icing sugar at a time. And you can either beat it in with a spoon, or you can cheat a little bit. And if you have an electric whisk like mine, you can mix your icing sugar in with your electric whisk, and the beaters will do the work for you. So join me back here when you have added in your icing sugar and it's all mixed in to the rest of your ingredients to create your cream cheese frosting, and I'll tell you what to do next. Remember though that you are adding your icing sugar a little bit at a time, otherwise you're going to get a big puff of icing sugar in your face and you'll end up looking like a snowman. So I'll see you back here in just a minute. By now you have blended together those ingredients and made your cream cheese frosting. Now in that time, my timer on my oven did go off, so if yours has gone off too, then you need to ask your grown-ups to remove your cupcakes from the oven and pop them onto a cooling rack so that they'll cool down quickly. But please, please, grown-ups, do be careful, because the baking tin will obviously be absolutely boiling hot. So now we're ready to make our fondant carrots. Okay, so I've got a little bit of green fondant, and I've also got some white fondant and some orange food colouring. So you might have orange fondant already, and that's absolutely fine, or you might need to colour your fondant like me. So if you're colouring your fondant, then you need to kind of knead your fondant so that it softens up a little bit, okay? Then you're going to pop a couple of drops of orange food colouring into your fondant, like so. Okay, now obviously the food colouring will stain the fondant and it will stain your fingers as well. So don't touch the fondant drops, but simply fold your fondant in half and just kind of push it and squeeze it until you're getting the colour to go into the white fondant. Okay, you'll see that it's starting to turn an orangey colour, but you just need to kind of keep kneading the fondant, okay, to mix the colouring all the way through, okay, like so. And give it a good knead until all of the white of the fondant has started to turn kind of an orangey colour. And then if you want to, you can of course add in a couple more drops to make it a more vibrant and stronger colour. Okay, so I'm going to add in another couple drops. And again, I'm not going to touch that colouring, those drops, because otherwise I'm going to end up looking like an Oompa Loompa. But instead I'm just going to fold the fondant over and just keep going until I have blended in all of that orange food colouring. And if your hands get really sticky at any point, then you can just pop some icing sugar onto them, just like you would if you were rolling out pastry and you pop flour, dusting flour on, okay? Now what you need to do is you need to take a piece of icing, about that size, and you're going to roll it into like a carrot shape. Okay, so my carrot, I might have it a bit smaller than that actually. So I'm gonna roll it, and then I'm going to squeeze the end into like a carroty shape, like so. And if it's too long, you can just take a bit off the top. Okay, now with a knife, what I'm going to do, very carefully, I'm going to do some like lines going one way on one side, and then lines going the other way on the other side, just to create that like carroty effect. Okay, and then with the green fondant icing, just need a really small amount of this as well. And luckily this is already coloured for us. We're just going to make the leaves, okay? So you might want to pop 2 bits underneath just to make your carrot leaves, like so. So I'll just show you. I've done. That's my little carrot there, okay, if you can see. All right, and when we've iced our cupcakes, once they've cooled down, we can pop on our fondant carrots. So now what you need to do is you need to carry on until you have created 6 fantastic fondant carrots. So hopefully by now you have prepared your 6 fondant carrots. So now what you need to do is, once your cupcakes have cooled down enough to decorate, what you're going to do is you're going to pop on a spoonful of cream cheese frosting, and with the back of your spoon you're just going to smooth down that frosting just by kind of doing swirls or circles, okay? So it's nice and evenly covered, like so, okay? Before popping on one of your lovely fondant carrots. And you're just going to continue to do that until you have iced and decorated all of your 6 carrot cupcakes. Okay, little cooks, so there we have our 6 carrot cake cupcakes with cream cheese frosting and fondant carrots. And I'm sure you'll agree that they look absolutely awesome. But we've still got our washing up to do. So if you would like to join me for the washing up song, you will need a washing up bowl filled with warm soapy water, a dishcloth, a tea towel, and just a couple of items to wash up, nothing sharp or dangerous. Go and grab your grown-up and use it as the perfect excuse to have a boogie around your kitchen. Okay, little cooks, so welcome back. So hopefully if you're joining me for the washing up song, you have got a washing up bowl filled with warm soapy water, a dishcloth, a tea towel, and just a couple of items to wash up, nothing sharp or dangerous. Hopefully you've also got your grown-up involved so you can have a really good boogie around your kitchen. Now it's time, and now we're done, to have a different type of fun. So we must clean up all our mess. We must make sure that we do our best. So grab a bowl and grab a spoon and grab a friend to sing this tune. And we can all work as we play in a washing and a drying way. Get ready, everyone. You gotta wash it up. A scrub a tub down in the tub. You gotta wash it till it's clean, the cleanest you've ever seen. You gotta swish it and swash it and swirl it around, making swishing and swashing and swirling sound. You gotta wash it up until the baking time is up. Well done, little cook. Should we do some dancing? Are you ready? So let's start off with our disco arm. Well done, good disco arms. Should we do the other one? Fantastic, let's have a disco in our kitchen, guys. Can you do them both together with a wiggle? Are you ready? Wiggle your hips. Wowee, what amazing dance moves. Fantastic. Well done. Right, can we do our rainbow arm? Ready? Well done, brilliant work. Can you do the other rainbow arm? Amazing. Can you do 2 rainbow arms together? Wow, well done. Great work, guys. Fantastic. Can you do smoky eyes? Can we go under the sea as well? Woo, and again. Woo! You gotta wash it up. And scrub a tub down in the tub. You gotta wash it till it's clean, the cleanest you've ever seen. You gotta swish it and swash it and swirl it around, making swishing and swashing and swirling sounds. You gotta wash it up until the baking time is up. Woo! Well done, little cooks. Amazing washing up and awesome dance moves. You guys are fantastic. So I really hope you enjoyed cooking along with me today to make your 6 carrot cupcakes with cream cheese frosting and fondant carrots. But more importantly, I hope you enjoy eating them and sharing them with your friends and family. I really look forward to cooking with you again next week when we'll be back with another delicious bake from our Easter treats menu. Have a super week, little cooks. Bye!